The next project is also from the Venture Lab. These people are going to change the way people are hired. Ladies and gentlemen, Candeo.
Mic check, mic check. Thank you, Paris. No, bring back the music, that was good. All right, so I've been involved in the service industry for the last 10 years of my career. I've been everything from a bartender to a manager to an owner. And what I've learned from being in this industry is that the initial stage of the interview process has to be done in person. Now, the reason for this is quite simple, and that's that all these employees, the amazing employees in these industries, they have a skill set that's impossible to portray on a traditional paper CV. Now, the problem for this, of course, is that all of these hiring managers meeting with potential candidates is incredibly time-consuming. So myself and the rest of the team here at Candeo set out to create a recruiting tool that would help these hiring managers save time in identifying the truly qualified candidates for their position. So let me introduce you to Candeo. It's an online job searching and recruiting tool that, utilizing customized 1-minute video applications, helps managers to assess things such as communication skills, foreign languages, and confidence, even before the initial stage of the interview process. Now, doing this methodology, we help to reduce the time wasted in identifying candidates. I think everyone in this room here knows what a traditional paper CV looks like. So I'm going to take you through what it would look like to apply for a bilingual hotel desk manager position using Candeo.
Hi, I'm Carla. I have a lot of experience in the hospitality industry after spending more than 5 years as a hotel receptionist at the W Hotels in Miami, Florida. Speaking Spanish and English was incredibly helpful for this position. Durante estos años estuve encargada de manejar la gestión de reserva de mis clientes, y lo mejor de todo es que siempre me aseguré de brindar la mejor atención de cliente a todos ellos. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I look forward to working with you.
So right there we can see how much more dynamic and telling video is than just a piece of paper. So where are we bringing this Candeo product to? Well, our initial market is right here in Spain. And more specifically, the workforce in Spain that's made up of the hourly wage industries, things such as hospitality tourism, food and beverage service. And the reason that we focus on these types of industries is twofold. First, they have an incredibly young workforce, which, as Candeo being a technology product at our core, is essential for us. So with an average workforce age of 23 to 33 years old, we have the perfect candidates for using mobile apps, searching for jobs on the internet, just comfort in using their mobile phones in general. Now, the other side of that this workforce is very attractive for us is the fact that these industries are traditionally plagued with a nearly 100% turnover rate. Now, what does this mean for the hiring managers? Basically, they're always recruiting. And if we can bring, as Candeo, a more effective and efficient way for them to do that, we're bringing them an amazing tool. So let's take a look at how Candeo would make money. First and foremost, our platform is free for all job seekers. So clearly we make revenues from the other side of the platform. We have a freemium business model that companies posting one job site at a time, well, they do so for free. Any companies posting 2 or more positions at a time, we have various different pricing levels to fit those companies' needs. Now, we also have an advertising model built into our platform, which uses both banner and in-stream advertising within the videos. And this really helps to offset the cost of utilizing a freemium business model. So stepping away from the Candeo product for a moment, I'd like to introduce the team. My name's Quinn. I mentioned before that I have a service industry background from having owned venues in the past. We also have Santiago Vasquez standing to my right over here, our business development specialist, who also has launched various different websites and apps within his professional career. Then we have beside him Felipe McClellan, our financial guru coming from 6 years of financial auditing. Now, we also have a confirmed advisory board for Candeo, which touches on things such as PR and communications, digital marketing, social media, and fundraising through private equity. Talking about the Candeo story for a little bit, where we started, where we are today. Well, we started about 8 months ago where we created the idea and the team. Based on that, we gained acceptance to the IE Venture Lab, at which point we validated the product from both sides of the platform, from the company side of the platform as well as the job seeker side of the platform. And what we realized from our validation is we had a serious business opportunity at hand. So we carried on, registered the company, established bank accounts, and had a fully functional version of our website built complete with a PCI-compliant payments platform, which allows us to accept credit cards online. At this point in time, we just launched our website live 2 weeks ago, and we now have 10 customers from our target segments. So what is the opportunity at hand? Well, we're looking for 340,000 euros of initial seed capital, and the main uses of these funds is for IT infrastructure, to bring 2 key tech people onto our team, and also to launch our marketing strategy. Based on receiving this 340,000 of seed capital, we expect revenues in excess of 200,000 in our first year, reaching over 2 million by year 4. So I hope you appreciate the presentation today, but more importantly, I hope you understand the Candeo business model and the scalable and successful business model that not only can be applied to the Spanish market, but also various different markets across the world. Thank you. We love questions.
What's your main KPI going forward and why?
Everything is about volume for these sorts of companies. I mean, volume does twofold things for us. One, it means that we have a number of different paying companies. And 2, it means that we have a whole bunch of people that we can bring advertising revenues in. So bringing volume to the platform is first and foremost our main objective.
So I love this because I've been involved in talent acquisition and I understand RPOs quite well. So I know what a pain it is to get good people, especially when you have high turnover. And this is really clever, obviously. But I don't understand what will stop LinkedIn waking up tomorrow and attaching videos to their submissions or any other major really popular advertising job posting platform.
No, of course, and you made a valid comment because I think everyone in this room knows that the online job market is an incredibly competitive market. But what you have, and especially you mentioned things like LinkedIn, Monster probably comes to mind, things like that. You have these massive companies that have really branded themselves to, LinkedIn doesn't have many bartenders on their platform. They really don't have that many waiters on their platform.
So you're going to be industry specific.
We are going to be industry specific. And actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to jump to a slide here. On this slide, there's a number of different companies that use video for their recruiting tactics, but I'd like to focus on one that at the bottom of the list there that has a star beside it called Snagajob. And it's a company that we really mirrored our business model off of, that in the United States had a similar market, exactly what you're talking about. They had an incredibly competitive market with companies like LinkedIn, like Monster, but most of those companies focus on the mid-tier. As we mentioned, we focus on the lower end of the spectrum, the hourly wage positions, and Snagajob did the exact same thing, and using a video business model, they've absolutely become the #1 competitor in that market.
So you're going to go and pick up these clients one by one?
It's a combination of things. Really, it's a trickle effect. First, you need a couple very key clients on board, a couple of the large restaurants in the region, things like Beeps would be a perfect thing to come to mind, where if you focus on one restaurant, the sales spillover is 30 or 40 restaurants. And then ultimately, yes, we need a number of different market chains, more marketing campaigns that will have a bit more broad spectrum and pick up the very small businesses, restaurants, bars, things like that that would come to mind.
I would, just a comment for you guys, because I really do think this is good potential, is look at RPO businesses, recruitment process outsourcing, because they deal with mass. So I would create packages for them, and if you can sell them your stuff for a lot more money than the one-off, business or client at a time, I think that's a second B2B model that you could look at.
We love tips like that. If anybody else here has them, that'd be great.
Last question.
So initially it looked as if you were just developing a tool for acquiring talent, but then it seems that what you're building is a marketplace, and obviously that comes back to your KPI about volume, and you obviously need a lot of volume on both sides of the equation, both companies looking for talent and a lot of talent available that brings users and traffic and so on. So with the amount of money you're raising, if I recall correctly, part of it is IT development, but doesn't look like a lot of money for marketing. So how are you planning?
So
how are you planning to attract all this volume and start generating interest for both people looking for jobs and companies looking for talent?
So first off, again, the amount of money that we're raising, the majority of it will go to our marketing campaign, focusing strictly on the Spanish market. And based on our projections, the amount of sales that we can get out of the Spanish market will generate enough cash revenue to then slowly start to launch the markets beside us. And the reason that that's important is because right now, companies like the Monsters, the LinkedIn that we mentioned, they have a lot of spillover going from country to country to country in Europe. Yet, the Milanuncios and the smaller ones, which are competing in the Spanish market, mainly for the hourly wage jobs, there is not one company right now that is spilling over country to country to country. So that's the real opportunity for us here, to dominate in the Spanish market with the initial investment and then use our cash flow to slowly spill over.
Okay, thank you.